And we are live on Underground Wicked Radio. Interviewing who? I'll let you guys tell them. Go ahead.
This is Chris.
And this is John.
From Through the Eyes of Hera.
Hell yeah. How did you guys start this death metal band?
I'll let John tell you that, because actually John's the only original member still of the band, so he can give you a little bit more background of where it started.
Basically, I started to work at a Walmart in Dahlonega, Georgia, and I became really good friends with another guy that worked there, and we started talking about music and found out that we had a lot of the same interests. And we later found out that one of my really good friends I went to school with that I hadn't seen in Dahlonega, Georgia, was actually his brother-in-law. And one day he came up to me and was like, "Hey man, you want to come jam with John and I?" And I was like, "Sure, no problem, why not?" And I went over there and jammed with him, and we ended up writing a song and a half in about 6 hours, and we started the band there. Then one thing led to another, and a ton of different lineup changes and everything else, which has led us to the lineup we have now that we're all extremely happy with.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. Where are you guys based out of?
Would we say Dahlonega? We like to say just kind of the North Georgia mountains, just because one of us lives, like John and I grew up in the small town called Dahlonega, Georgia. It was the site of the first major U.S. gold rush. It's what will come up if you Google it. Then they drill that crap down your throat whenever you live there. But the other guys, I mean, we're kind of from all over, but in that area. We've got our other guitarist, Danny. He's up in a place called Cornelia. Where does Josh live? Gainesville?
Josh lives in Gainesville.
Josh lives in Gainesville. Our drummer right now lives in Canton. So it's all in that kind of North Georgia mountainy thing. So it'd be easier, and I thought before, to just say we're from Atlanta, just because that's what people would know. But at the same point, I like to kind of say that we're from the North Georgia mountains, because there's really not this kind of music that we do. There's a lot of people who like it up here, which is surprising for the kind of area, because it's all folk, hillbilly, bluegrass, country type stuff around here, and there's not really any death metal bands, so but we still like to represent that, it makes us a little bit unique, that we're not from some big city, downtown Atlanta, something like that. We're actually from up in hillbilly country, and we all kind of found each other and got together and decided to make this music.
I honestly don't even hear a accent from you. Of course, I talk to people from all over the whole world now, so I basically don't hear accents anymore.
Well, actually, we get that. I don't know if John does, but I get it all the time.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it constantly. Yeah. I constantly have people asking me what state I'm from down here.
Yeah. And I mean, I was born and raised here, and people refuse to believe. They're like, "No, but where are you from originally?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just here." And they're like, "Well, you don't have that country twang accent to you." And I'm like, "Yeah, just because I know how to fucking speak English. It doesn't really matter where you're from, man. You'll pick up little stuff here and there, but English is the same anywhere."
My worst time is when I'm drunk. When I'm really drunk, it comes out pretty bad.
Yeah. When I get around my family, Thanksgiving, sometimes I'll start saying y'all and shit, but
it happens.
Yeah, I was saying that when I moved back from Kentucky up here. I'm like, I got to stop saying that, because I'm not down south anymore. You walk up to a group of girls, man, you're just like, "You guys, not y'all. What y'all up to?"
Right. People judge you up there for that stuff, man. You gotta knock it off.
Yeah, they do, man. Big time. All right. So what does your family think of your music? Are they supportive of your career choice?
That's an interesting question. I mean, from my perspective, I like my brother, who is a couple years younger than me, is all super into it, and I guess some of the younger people that are around my age group are all right. I don't know that my mom or anybody even knows. And it's not like I'm trying to hide it, but I'm just like, well, you're not going to like this. You know, I know it's not your cup of tea. So like, you know, I just don't say anything about it. John has probably an even better, experience with that.
My mom is really Southern Baptist. A lot of my family are really religious. I'm definitely the black sheep of the family.
I hear you on that.
Yeah, and so when it comes to my music and this band's music, it just like the music that I listen to, they've always hated it. They always thought it was Satan, and you know, when it comes to the stuff we're playing right now, they've heard it. My dad plays guitar. He plays banjo. He taught me how to play guitar in the beginning. So for him, he's a little bit more open and accepting of it because he's proud that I'm actually doing something with it and with what he started teaching me. My mom, on the other hand, a completely different story.
What does she think of it? Devil's music?
Her exact words are, I'm not going to go to your shows with you playing that devil shit, and you're going to feel sorry when you die and go to hell. And
oh, hell.
Yeah. So.
Man, she should tune into my radio because I actually have rappers that worship the devil, and he'll come right out and tell you that. His name's Satanic. He's actually...
I've heard of him.
He's a pretty good guy. I like him. His grandmother used to go to all his performances. She's like 96 in the audience. It was crazy.
Yeah.
When he told me that.
That is pretty awesome, man.
All right, we're going to cut over to a song. I got people wanting to hear what you guys sound like. So we're going to play Eaton. Tell us about this before we cut over.
Eaton is actually the last song that we've written. It was the last song written for the EP that we have out. It
was written very quickly.
Yeah, it actually, John had a riff. John had a guitar riff that, it was all great, but I listened to it and I was like, I like it, but I feel like there's two different songs in there. And we actually ended up splitting this riff into, two separate songs. But this one, we wanted to write something just super heavy. And it also has got this black metal part in it. We started writing, this is when we started getting more into try to incorporate some black metal parts into it. We, kind of in keeping with the artwork that we had for the CD, we've got like a zombie on the front of it, and going through our stuff, I was like, man, we need to have if we're gonna have a zombie on the cover, we need to have a zombie song, you know. So that was my concept. I went for this zombie feel to it of what it would be like to be just think about the actual, if you want to call it The Walking Dead or whatever, but just kind of that kind of motif of being eaten and changing over and that kind of thing. So
yeah, it's a great song. Like Chris said, I wanted to pull from both sides of the spectrum that we do musically. I wanted to pull from the death metal part of it, the black metal part, black and death metal, and just kind of combine it into one hybrid song when I wrote it. And in the writing of that guitar part, I will tell people this, and I'm not ashamed to say this, is I love that song. It's one of my favorite songs we have. It is a fucking bitch to fucking play live.
It sounds like it would be.
Yeah, it's the really fast black metal-y parts, man. They're so constant, and I mean, you ask Matt Yeagle, he'll tell you the same thing. Those drum parts.
Yeah, he's our drummer. I remember in the studio, like he would come in out of the studio into the mixing room and just throw his sticks at John and go, "Fuck you, dude."
He did it today at practice. We had practice, and right after we played the song, he was like, "I fucking hate you. Why do you have to write this shit? Fuck you." So that's pretty much just for that song.
All right, we'll be back after this. Hit us up on Facebook. Let us know what you think. Underground Wicked Radio website is up now. I got to start promoting this shit so I can get people in there chatting while I'm on the air. We will have video cams set up at some point in the studio so you guys can either hop on cam with us or just watch. We'll be right back. Through the eyes of Hera. I think I said that right. Eating. And we are back on Underground Wicked Radio. Behind the scenes, before we hopped on the air, we were talking about the snow we're getting up here in New York. And, man, Southerners are crazy when they drive, when there's a little bit of dusting on the road. It's fucking insane. But, alright, so let's get back to this. Have you guys ever produced any music that you have not put out?
Yeah, actually, well, more like we are working on writing new stuff right now. But I will say that, we have sometimes John will come up with a riff and it'll be great. But it just won't fit where we're trying to work it in. It goes back in the bank. And, more than that too, what'll happen is, one of our songs, Spirits of Evil, the original riff for that was completely different than how it turned out being. It sounded a lot more kind of Lamb of God type of thing. And what'll happen is from us just playing it, and I don't know if it evolves or, you know, you start playing it and then you kind of forgot how it went. So you start playing it a little bit different and it emerges from there. So, we've never wrote anything that we've just said, fuck, that song won't work. In fact, we try to not get pigeonholed so much into something to where we don't want to put limitations on ourselves that, like, we're not going to write a thrash song or we're not going to write a black metal song or, you know, anything. We're trying to really encompass everything that we're influenced by, which is, I mean, there's so many different genres of metal now, these micro genres. If you can get into, this is thrash, deathcore, something, you know, and
that's true. And a lot of the subgenres, a lot of them hold a negative label. I mean, when you start, not so much metalcore, but a lot of times if you mention the term deathcore to metalheads, a lot of the old school metalheads are going to be like, oh, fuck that shit. That's just a, you know, fucking the retarded cousin of fucking hardcore, or they're going to say, you know, oh, it doesn't really have its place in metal. And one thing I've always stressed as a fan of metal and as a musician is I appreciate every type of music that's ever been made, not just metal, but when it comes to like some country, especially blues, and especially classical, it all has its place in the grand scheme of things. And one thing I always try to do is I always try to hybrid that one genre that everyone kind of shuns away from and just kind of work it in. And I don't do that intentionally. It's one of those things where I'll be writing a song and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, this really heavy ass fucking breakdown will sound really good right here. And we'll throw that breakdown in there, and it just turns out to be this just heavy-ass, chugging, just grotesque fucking machine, and it works.
What is the craziest thing you guys have ever seen playing at a venue?
What is the craziest thing? Man, that depends on, I guess, what you'd say crazy, because we've played for, our thing is like, look, we'll play anywhere, anytime, for any amount of people. We've played to a shit ton of people, and we've also played a couple of gigs where, I mean, in the beginning, we were literally just playing for the other bands that came to play that night, you know, and there was a couple people or whatever. What is the craziest thing that we've seen? We do this thing kind of at the end of our show, or end of our set, where John's got a wireless guitar now, or a wireless guitar pickup thing. And during the last breakdown of the night, we'll get down in there in the crowd with them. So, I mean, and kind of mosh it up as much as we can.
I got knocked around pretty fucking good at the Halloween.
Yeah, we played on Halloween. I was going to say, there's a couple times that guitars have been close to smacking somebody in the head or something like that, but we've seen people, fall down in our pit or really get into it. I don't know. I usually I'm so in the moment whenever we see that kind of thing that we just like to see people going crazy and kind of really getting into our music. And it's cool if somebody falls down in the pit, somebody picks them back up again. But we've seen that, and people have thrown clothes up on stage, and I've tried to put them on, I don't know. It all kind of melds together. There's usually a lot of alcohol involved at that point in the night too. So,
well, you just answered my question about the mosh pit. So, with the type of music you guys play, you probably have some crazy freaking mosh pits going on.
We encourage fucking mosh pits.
Absolutely. That's the thing. With our live thing, we've developed where we specifically have the last breakdown of the night. We'll stop everything in the middle of the song and go, all right, motherfuckers, this is the last one. This is the last one. And that's when John and I jump down into the fucking crowd with people. And the whole thing at that point is dude, we're not doing this by ourselves. So y'all better fucking get up here. Move around and get that energy out, man. That's why we write those fucking breakdowns for you. You want a heavy ass breakdown, not to just stand there and go, oh yeah, no, that's really cool.
I mean, there's been times where I physically, right there where the pause is, I will go and if I have to physically shove someone into someone else to get them to start moshing, I'll do it. Now, that doesn't really, it pretty much happens generically now. I mean, enough people have seen us enough times where they know what the fuck's about to happen.
Oh, yeah. We're going to go to another song. We're going to play Devil of the Sea. Guys, tell us a little bit about this song before we cut over.
Devil of the Sea, actually, it's funny that we're talking about that one now, because when I said earlier that we split whenever we wrote Eaton, this is the other song that Eaton and Devil of the Sea kind of used to be, guitar-wise, in the same song. And, I was listening to John play it, and I was like, man, I love this, but, I think we can split these into two separate songs, and they stand by themselves, and it'll fit better. We wrote something around it. It's also one of those songs that we listened to whenever he first had the riff to me. I was like, I love that riff, but I don't know if it's, I don't know if it's what we're trying to go for. But then we specifically said, no, fuck that. We're going to write the song, and we're going to fucking make it work, and we're going to make it our own and incorporate that into our style.
This is one thing I really enjoy about this song is I think this was the first song that we wrote that we started with a breakdown.
Yeah.
This one? Yeah.
Yeah.
This was the first song that we wrote that actually started with a breakdown and actually started with everything, the guitars, the bass, the drums, the vocals, just coming in from the second this fucking thing ignites at full fucking force. And this is definitely one of my, I love all of our songs, but this is another one of my favorite songs. Also.
Yeah. You can tell too, when I was in the writing process, I was listening to a lot of Death Clock.
Nice.
And it kind of, the front of it, that's where I kind of got it, where I was like, it's going to start off with a breakdown. And, John's thing was like, hey, what if we started off with a breakdown and then you come in whatever. And I was like, no, what if I came in right when I started? And just, if I started it off with vocals too. So this song fucking starts right off the bat with fucking everything, and it's great.
I gotta say, man, I'm impressed because I've interviewed a couple other death metal bands. 9 times out of 10, they're a cover band. They don't really have their own music. So I was impressed with your guys' lyrics, your riffs. It's all original. It's not copying somebody else.
Yeah, and that was a big thing for us. That's what I was saying about. We know that there's, not to belittle the genre, but I mean, so many times people just go, oh well, if I can just play a couple of detuned riffs and stuff, then I'm a death metal, or we're a death metal band now, because if it's just that certain kind of music. And what we've really done is tried to say we don't want to sound like, we had to get away from, because when you first start, you do say like, we can't do that because we're a death metal band, or we can't do that because we're a this metal band, or we can't do that because whatever. And we just kind of said like, no, what if we not sound like anybody else? Let's take things here and there, let's pull from everything, but let's sound like us. Let's make our own sound and be an original fucking band, you know?
Exactly. And to elaborate on what he's saying, it's true. There's so many musicians who get stuck in this mind frame of, oh, we're going to be this style of band and that's all we're going to do. We're not going to branch off of anything. And one thing we've tried to do is we've tried to attract metalheads of every fan base under one roof. I mean, you hardly ever see a guy in corpse paint and a guy crowd killing at the same venue, and that's pretty much something that we've created. We have the fans of black metal, we have the fans of death metal, and the subgenres, the core genres, and I'm really happy with what we're doing. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and real quick, just to go back, I mean, we have so many people that when we were talking about like deathcore, well, he touched on this earlier. He goes, we'll tell people we're a deathcore band, and we hear all the time, oh, well, I don't like deathcore, but I mean, I'll listen to your stuff. And then they'll come back and be like, oh, holy shit, dude, I don't like any of these other bands that you were talking about. You're influenced them, but you guys really have something special there. So we're able to touch a lot of people's ear with that kind of thing.
I hear you, man. I was impressed when I first heard the music you guys make. I've actually got a new fan on Facebook wanting to know what kind of guitars you guys use. What would be your favorite guitar for playing?
I use a Schecter Blackjack 8-string with Seymour Duncan pickups. Our other guitarist Danny uses an LTD ESP, and that's one thing that really brings out our sound more. Also, is those two guitar types, they mesh really well together because of their different tones. And with us playing in such a low tuning, we play on an 8-string guitar tuned down to drop E.
Damn.
And it's damn near about as heavy as you can possibly go. And our bassist is on a 4-string bass in standard tuning. So what happens is the guitar pretty much covers a hellacious amount of the low end, where the bass kind of picks up the high end. So we've pretty much taken the roles of fucking our musical instruments and pretty much just flip-flopped them. And that's kind of helped add to our unique sound a little bit. I absolutely love my guitar. It gives me some issues from time to time. And it really takes, when it comes to baritone guitars and extended range guitars, it takes a minute to actually get used to it. I actually went from, when I first started writing a lot of the stuff for Hera, in the beginning, I was using a 7-string Ibanez. And when all the other guys left and I pretty much started rebuilding this fucking family, I was like, you know what? This isn't heavy enough. We were playing 7 strings in drop A. And I was like, this isn't good enough. I need something more ballsy. I need something that's going to just kick people right in the fucking nuts as soon as they hear it. And I was like, what the hell? I'm going to go to Guitar Center. And I looked around and I was like, oh, there's a fucking 8-string. Let me, see if I can even manage to play this thing. And I picked it up and played it right there. And I was like, I'm sold. This is it right here. And
that's what's up.
That's pretty much how the sound evolved.
There's your answer, Ryan Murdoch. All right, we're going to cut to the song, Devil of the Sea. We'll be right back. And we are back in Underground Wicked Radio. And I keep forgetting to shout out, I am now Wicked Tenancy Records official radio. I have merged with a underground record company, label, whatever you want to call it. Tim, if you're tuned in, I apologize. It's one of those nights. I haven't smoked. He's probably over there, stoned off his ass, laughing. He lives in Colorado.
Me?
So no,
I was going to say I'm not stoned anymore.
Oh man, I haven't yet. I didn't want to be too fucked up for this interview, so I was like, yeah, I better not. Last time I got stoned on an interview, I had someone wanting to call in, and 4 times I gave them the frickin' call-in number backwards.
Oh, nice.
So, when I'm stoned, I can't read phone numbers. I say them frickin' backwards. It's fucking hilarious. All right.
Well, what's is whoever the first soul it was that they were calling their fucking phone number.
Shit.
That'd be great. All right, so we're going to cut over to some hot seat questions. I've got 2 set for tonight. All right. The first one is the red question. Everybody tuning in, they already hit me up on Facebook asking, when are you going to ask the red question? So here it comes. Have you guys earned your Red Wings? You ever went down on a girl when she's on her period? And if so, I want some details.
You know what? First, the guy? Fuck, I have no modesty. Fuck it, yes, I have. Unintentionally. It was completely unintentional.
Oh, shit.
I was drunk as shit at this party when I was 20, and really fucking hot chick was there. I was talking to her all night, and I finally got her back in the bedroom, and, you know, shit started to happen, and I was so fucking drunk that when it started to go down on her, I don't know if I knew what was going on or if I just didn't care.
You're too drunk to care. You're just like, fuck it. Go with it.
I was too drunk to care, and then we both passed out, and then I wake up the next morning, and I go to the mirror, and I look at my face, and I was like, what the fuck is going on with my I had no fucking idea what the fuck happened.
That is great.
And
boy, was his face red.
Oh, yeah. You guys ever heard of Dark Half? In the underground?
What is that?
I've heard the name. I've heard it.
Oh, you got to check them out. They do metal, regular rock, rap. But I had Damian Quinn on for it, man. And he actually paints his face where it looks like his face is split. And his comeback to that was fucking hilarious. All right, let's take another hot seat question. I'm trying to think of...
Did you earn your Red Wings?
Yeah, have you earned them?
I have banged a girl on her period before, but I've never actually gone downtown.
There's 2 sets,
so, you know,
so you've earned
I get half a point for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope. There's 2 sets.
Not a pleasure experience.
They're like,
sure,
what
man.
the fuck kind of interview did I get into? All right.
No, fucking A. I mean, if that's the worst question I get asked tonight, I'll fucking be okay.
Well, I don't know. Here comes one more hot seat question for you guys. All right. I usually do... I will do 3 numbers tonight. I'm going to do 3 numbers, 1, 2, and 3. Connected to this number is going to be a person, a thing, or a food. You guys choose 1, 2, or 3, but you got to describe in detail what would you do to this person, thing, or food. So, one of you at a time. Go ahead, choose 1, 2, or 3. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first since John did the last one. Give me. So it's a person, a place, or a food?
Person,
thing, or a food?
Or a food. Yep.
Fucking! I really got to take a shit. So give me number 2.
Number 2. All right. So you just got Evanescence. What are you gonna do to her? We want details.
Well, first off, I'm gonna sit her down and have a long chat about stopping her musical career.
Oh shit!
Look, that girl has an awesome fucking voice, and I would totally just God, I'm about to disqualify myself from any kind of political career. But, dude, I would eat the corn out of her fucking shit. First of all, that bitch is hot. Oh my God, is she hot?
She's still hot.
She's still hot, and she can sing like a motherfucker. But I think she needs to do something else because I think Evanescence is over. Like the whole scene of like eyeliner and shit like that and emo is kind of dying out.
Big
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yep.
I would wreck that fucking girl. Again,
well, just
no offense.
Wait to tell her to quit her career after. Don't do it before.
Yeah. Well, no. See, that's how bad I'm gonna just destroy her because afterwards she's gonna be like, I quit music. Your dick is the only thing I want anymore. And I'm like, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week is this job now.
Oh, shit. A good freaking answer. All right. Next one. Take 1, 2, or 3.
I'll take 3.
3? Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
This is a good one. All right.
Fuck.
So you got a guitar from the devil, but there's a trick to this. You got to sign a contract. There's 2 of them he's going to give you. You can get the guitar. Goddamn, I can't even talk tonight. The guitar, become famous. Your band will be bigger than Metallica. Or you can sign the other contract and have a different girl every single night for the rest of your life. What contract you signing?
Can I just interject before Chris says anything that you are the fucking devil, Jeremiah, for giving me that fucking question?
And can I just say, can I forge his signature on one of those fucking
Oh, I should.
Oh. You know what?
Go for it, big guy.
I would go ahead and take the guitar and be able to shred that fucking guitar like a god. Because if I can do that, I would still get to fuck a different woman every night. So it's a win-win situation.
See, I should have put, you won't get any more women for the rest of your life if you sign the other contract. That'd have been better.
Too late, John. You already signed the contract.
Oh, shit. All right.
It's like I'm watching a lot more porn.
Man, I've interviewed, actually, porn stars and strippers and cam girls. Those are very interesting interviews. All right, so let's take some normal questions. The hot seat is done with. And now let's go to... Actually, let's cut over to another song. Let me see what else we got here. Why don't you guys tell us about the song Within the Woods?
Within the Woods.
I'm glad he picked this one.
Yeah, this is a good one. This one is this one's the first one that we wrote that wasn't just John and I. Whenever we started actually forming a permanent band around us, he had this sort of riff, same thing, and we actually had a drummer that could play was super like old school, like Mayhem and influenced and stuff that was really just super fast punishing drums and stuff like that. And we'd never had a drummer that could keep up with that kind of tempo before. So whenever he's like, oh sure, I can do these blast beats, crazy fucking everything.
You're out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
Amazing fucking drummer.
Yeah, real
Amazing
good.
Drummer.
Yeah. They kind of came up with this song and I had to kind of going back to something earlier. I was trying to write this song about something completely different. I had an idea, and I even started to write some lyrics to it, and for some reason it just wasn't fucking flowing for me. So, I stopped and I was like, well, maybe I feel like I'm trying to push a fucking rock uphill, so to speak. Maybe I should just make it about the Evil Dead. Like, this kind of sounds like an Evil Dead type song. And once I did that and went to writing it from an Evil Dead standpoint, it came right out and it flowed. And Within the Woods is actually the name of the student film that Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell did back in school that was the basis for Evil Dead. You can find it on I think YouTube probably you can find it, but it's called Within the Woods, and it's a short film, and it's the same idea sort of as Evil Dead, but I think they threw in some kind of ancient Indian burial ground something thing. I don't know if it was necessarily the Necronomicon, but yeah, so that's how that happened.
We'll be back after this. Maybe I'll think of some more crazy hot seat questions. You never know. We're back. And we are back on Underground Wicked Radio. So we're talking in the background. Apparently someone tuned in when someone's going to eat corn out of someone's ass. That's fucking
Yeah.
One of the highlights in the life.
Right.
Oh, man. All right, let's take some more questions before we get off the air. You guys got any new projects coming up? Any tours you're going to be doing? Venues you want to shout out?
Yes. We're actually playing tomorrow night at the Masquerade in Atlanta.
Goddamn right.
Anybody who is in, our area in the Southeast, you know the Masquerade. It's a historic venue. It's the first time that we've gotten to play at the Masquerade. We got invited to be on a tour or play the show with two other national touring acts. So it's a big deal for us.
Very big deal.
If anybody goes to our Facebook, you can find the links to hit us up about tickets. So that's a big thing. Other than that, we tour or we play pretty regularly in the in our state, and we're trying to branch out and get into doing like an East Coast tour or a Southeast tour or something like that pretty soon. As far as stuff coming up, we're trying to finish out the year, the shows that we've already got booked, and after that, we're going to devote a lot of time to writing new music and trying to get another EP, if not a full length written.
Absolutely. The show that we have coming up after the one tomorrow is we're both soldiers in the Georgia Metal Alliance.
GMA for life!
GMA for life, motherfuckers! And it's the largest, the only true heavy metal club on the face of the planet, and they do a Toys for Tots benefit every year, and the money that is given at the door and also donations go straight to that organization. It's an amazing thing what they do. I would like to take this second to give a shout out to our president, Mr. Nick Damiani, and all of the other soldiers and higher ranking officers in the Georgia Metal Alliance. They are truly one of the best families that anyone could ever have. A group of metalheads who all have a love for the same music and all genuinely care about each other, and they have helped us as individuals and as a band more than I could really express in words. If anyone's interested, go to in the Georgia Metal Alliance, go to georgiametalalliance.com. You can read everything about it on there, and it's fantastic. It's a great group of guys.
Hell yeah. So what advice would you be able to get? Wow, that's a tongue twister for some reason tonight. What advice could you guys give a death metal band just starting out?
Don't give up.
Absolutely not.
It's especially in that genre now. It's making death metal is getting a lot of fans right now, and it's growing in popularity. But like I was saying before, you really have to have the mentality starting out that you'll play for 200 people, or you'll play for 2 people, or maybe you'll play for 1 person. And that's all it takes. Sometimes is that one guy who hears your stuff and goes, "Oh my God, these guys," and you really build a word of mouth thing. Trying to play any kind of music that is not quote unquote radio friendly is kind of an uphill battle. But you have to not say, "Oh, well, we didn't sell any tickets to this thing," or we didn't we didn't get but like 5 people to show up, or we didn't get but 2 people to show up, or
exactly. Don't ever think that you're ever too good to limit your audience. I mean, we have the mentality of we don't give a fuck if there's 500 people there. We don't give a fuck if there's only 5 people there. You're going to see the exact same fucking show every single time you come out. And one thing I can definitely say is this band has almost fallen apart a couple of times. And one thing I can say, and I can give any other musician, is fuck what anyone ever tells you. It doesn't matter. If you want something bad enough, fucking stick it out, sift through the bullshit, eat the shit sandwiches, and just do what you have to do what you want. And that's basically what we've done. We dealt with the bullshit of shady members, and we dealt with people having to leave for personal reasons and stuff like that. And we powered through it. And every time we've just gotten stronger as a band, and we've gotten better as far as music composure, because every new member adds something different. And that's one thing I can say is, you know, I still tip my hat to every past member that this band has ever had, because they helped the sound of this band evolve, just adding their own little personal touches to it. And no matter what, don't ever fucking give up on anything you ever want to do.
Oh yeah. I just got a question from someone tuned in on Facebook, which I usually ask. What was your guys' biggest influence to start up a band?
To start up a band, I mean, love of music, man. I mean, that's it. Is that honestly, if you love music and you feel like you have some talent, or you know what, even if you don't think you have any talent, fucking A, if you work hard enough on something and learn how to play something and dedicate yourself to it, you can do it. And just, I know for a fact that, I mean, we love music. I can say that about every member in this band. You just love music, and you're that kind of person that music can and has changed your life. There's songs that have, if you're having a shitty day and you put this fucking song on, or you're having a good day and you put this song on. As far as being in a band, that's what the drive is. It's just love of music and wanting to create something and then show it to somebody, you know?
Exactly. And the love for music is a big part, but also you have to have love for each other.
Yeah.
You're still one big family. And one thing I can say is that, you know, Chris and Danny and Josh and Matt, I fucking love every single one of those guys like they were my blood brothers. And that's one reason we all get along so well, is because, you know, we do all love each other like family. And we all get along, and there's never any fighting or any bullshit. We're all crazy. We're all insane. And that's one reason why we all get along so well. And
I got a question for you guys. Before someone hops off the air, they got to be up early in the morning. He wants to know, I normally don't give out music artists send over to me. That's just something I don't do. I got a homie tuned in, wants your music for his laptop. Ryan Murdoch. I was wondering if you give him a shout out, and it's okay to give him the music you sent over for his computer.
Fucking A, Ryan Murdoch. I tell you what, you give us a like on fucking Facebook.
And a share. You share that shit too, man.
Share it, and the only other thing we'll ask is for your firstborn child. But other than that, yes, you can definitely you can send him over our music. Everybody else, the shit is not fucking cheap, and it has cost us a lot of money to do this.
Money.
And everybody else, if you go to the Bandcamp, we're not charging a lot of money for our fucking EP. But yes, please send Ryan Murdoch our music. And
absolutely.
And Ryan Murdoch, you fucking owe me your child, and share the fucking shit out of us.
I don't think you want his firstborn kid, man. He's a demon. He would probably gladly hand him over right now. He was in school threatening to blow people up, and revision. You know.
Revision. I'll take money or drugs or hookers instead.
There you go, Ryan Murdoch. All right. We're going to take a couple more questions and we're going to hop off the air. But when we hop off, we're going to play another song by you guys. Wake Up in the Morgue. Sounds interesting. All right. Couple more questions. Did you guys enjoy your interview on Underground Wicked Radio? And would you come back?
In a fucking heartbeat.
Absolutely, man. Anytime.
Hell yeah. That's what we like to hear. Anytime you got anything
I've been sharing this shit. I've been sharing the shit out of your fucking radio station.
Yeah,
buddy.
you guys, you haven't even asked us like all the terrible fucking questions that I could get in trouble for saying shit.
Not yet. I mean, we could make this longer. I got some interesting ones. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
Let's save that for round two.
Let's save that for the next one.
Round two, I'll come up some better ones for you guys. All right. Well, damn, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, if you guys have anything you want to promo, any new music you want to send over, just link me on Facebook. I'll throw it up on the radio. Now I forgot the last question because normally I ask for a radio drop. You guys already did one. Oh, you want to say some links to your music, where they can find it, fan page on Facebook. I want to link that into the radio drop to play before your songs.
Yeah, look us up on Facebook, Through the Eyes of Hera. Our music, there should be links to everything on that. We have a YouTube page if you search Through the Eyes of Hera. We have an Instagram, Through the Eyes of Hera. We have a Bandcamp, specifically. You can buy our shirts. We've got some fucking awesome shirts up there. One that's got a logo, one, the artwork that is on the front of our EP. Really, I don't want to, say his name if I'm not supposed to. I don't know how that works, but the guy's done artwork for Suicide Silence, Upon a Burning Body. Legitimate fucking artist, really cool fucking shirts. We ship world fucking wide. Both our EP will sign it for you, send you out a shirt, anything you want to do. All of our merch is up on Bandcamp, and it really makes a fucking difference if you contribute to it.
Hell yeah, homies. Go grab an EP. Telling you, you definitely want it. All right. Before we hop off, is there anything on the interview we did not talk about you want to bring up?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
No, I can't. I'm still, thinking about how I probably shouldn't have said that I'm eating the corn out of that girl's shit.
That is great. I mean, is your old lady tuned in? That would be great.
Actually, I want to revise that. I would not eat the corn out of Amy Lee's shit. I would, however, sniff the fart out of her car seat. Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. That's even better. Well, one more question I normally ask in the middle of the interview. What do you guys think of our fucked up president that we have right now?
I try not to talk politics. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not.
I'm the same way. Like, I'm not going to dodge an issue. Here's the thing. All politicians are fucking terrible.
Yes.
The country will never change until we have something other than a two-party system. As long as we have a two-party system that we're just going to get shit shuffled around and it's going to be the same people that have bought and paid for this fucking country a long fucking time ago. Nothing's ever gonna fucking change.
That is true. And one thing I always try to tell people is it doesn't matter who the president is.
Yeah.
They're gonna get shit. Yeah. It doesn't matter who the fuck it is. Yeah. Somebody is constantly gonna give them shit. And I have my opinions on Trump, and I just it's just one of those things I don't voice those opinions because I don't want to offend anyone if they have differing opinions. That's just it's one of those things I don't really talk about.
I think they need to impeach his ass. I don't care who gets mad. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of people feel that way too, and it's fine. I'll say this, like, and again, I hope I don't offend anybody, but fucking A, would you have rather had Hillary Clinton now?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I mean, you had a businessman who had no political understanding whatsoever, or a war criminal. Those were your two choices, and that's pretty much what I tell people.
Yeah.
Is you want a businessman who knows how to run business, but really has no idea about politics, or do you want someone who let American soldiers die in another country?
That's true.
Pretty much. That's pretty much what I leave that at, and I'm sorry if I offended anyone by saying that, but I'm just stating fact.
Yeah, I mean, we're not supporting any candidate.
No.
I think it speaks volumes. I think it speaks volumes to what the American people actually want, that they voted for not a career politician, but somebody who had never been a fucking politician.
True.
That is showing you that what the American people actually do want is for this bullshit to fucking change and us to get something else in there. So that let's do something fucking different, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. Obama, I don't know what the fuck his deal was on Obamacare, but he fucking ripped a lot of people off, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
The affordable, in quotations, Care Act is one of the worst fucking things. Because, dude, I can tell you how much my insurance is a month for just me. Like, all you did was, when you do that, you made it to where, now it's just a crime not to have insurance.
Exactly.
And all you did was you gave all that power to the fucking insurance companies, where now they can charge whatever the fuck they want to because it's the fucking law.
Yep.
I mean, that's fucking terrible. That whole system needs to be fucking awful. Burned down.
What if you don't want
the
fucking health insurance and you don't ever get sick, you know? You don't want to spend that extra money.
That ought to be your fucking right as an American. Same thing with car insurance or anything. You should have the right to choose whether you do or fucking don't want to have this shit, you know?
We're slowly losing our rights. That's all I'm going to say on that subject. All right, we better get off this subject before I really start get going and piss some people off. All right, homies. Oh, man. We're going to hop off the air. I will link you guys with the YouTube link when this is up on YouTube. I appreciate you guys getting on. Everyone have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank
you. Have us back.
Anytime, man. You guys drop another EP or CD, hit me up. We'll get you back on.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Tomorrow night, we're interviewing a rap artist called Gremlin out of Pennsylvania. He does music about becoming clean from drugs and shit like that. Very touching music. I showed my neighbor because she has some issues with some of this, and I showed 3 of the music videos to her, and she was bawling her freaking eyes out by the time she was done.
Oh, no.
It's pretty good music. Can't wait to get them on tomorrow night. All right, you guys have a good night. Thank you for tuning in, everyone.
You too, brother.
That did. DJ Snickers out.